All right, welcome back to the show. Good afternoon, Ghana, live here from Aspirant region Accra, the Akuya Bohima studio. We earlier spoke about Ghana's ailing economy as we focused on the inflation as of October. It stands at 40.4, quite scary and worrying. Let's not talk about politics and zoom to the quarters of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. The internal elections, and I've been joined in the studio by one man who wants to be known as the Greater Accra Regional Organizer, Edward Mortey. Let's take a look at, hello? Yeah, Deputy Youth Organizer, Edward Mortey. Thank you so much. All right, let's now zoom into his profile, what exactly he's been doing so far as he awaits, hopefully, to be called or named the Deputy Youth Organizer for the NDC in the Greater Accra region. And so this is political profile, Edward Mortey, NDC Communications Team Member, Greater Accra Communications Bureau Member, Party Agent 2020 General Elections, Akwasa Ward Campaign Team Member, Research Communications Committee, BNAC, Operations Member, Team Sami Jimfi, National Delegates Conference 2018 Delegates, National Delegates Conference 2018 Delegates, Communication Director, Deputy Botiano Inglisi, Amount from Constituency, Founding Member, Caucus for Democratic Governance, Ghana, CDG, -GH, and yes, there you have it from Edward Mortey. All right, he is also Cuban Solidarity Movement Ghana member, Communications Team Member for BNAC 2016, aide to former MP Botian English Amount from Constituency 2015, 2016, Constituency Delegate Conference 2014, 2018, Party Agent for 2016 General Elections, and Branch Secretary for Sampa Valley, Tembove. Okay, and there you have it from Edward Mortey, who wants to be known after elections as the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Greater Accra Regional Deputy Organizer. Yeah, he's smiling. Hopefully one day when he becomes the Greater Accra Regional Minister. Good afternoon to you, Edward, and welcome to our studios. And great to meet you, though. Interesting. Now, why do you want to be known as Deputy?
Deputy because for now we have two deputies. One, which is Mosa Mose, who is contesting for the regional youth organizer portfolio in the Greater Accra region, and he has been in the game. So I think since I'm now coming on board to the youth front, I think it's laudable and only proper for me to start from somewhere. Yeah.
All right, and how has it been for you so far? Yeah, how has it been for you so far?
So far, so good. I'm grateful to God for the opportunity the National Democratic Congress Party has given me to serve the party right from the rank, and that's the branch level to the constituency level, member of the communications team of the party as well, and the research team as well. And so I've got that exposure to serve the party at a grassroots level, and I'm grateful.
Grateful. Now, going into elections, what are your prospects? Why do you think you would be voted for in the first place?
Okay, if you look at the level of frustration, desperation, and the hopelessness in the eyes of the ordinary Ghanaian, temperatures keep rising every day, and there's a need for we, the youth, in all the 34 commanding units in Greater Accra region, to be able to organize and mobilize in order for us to rescue, resurrect, and rebuild Ghana and chart on the path of total transformation, development, and the prosperity of the Ghanaian people. And again, I mean, if you look at the way Ghana is getting to, and too much of frustration. I mean, the youth are disappointed in the Akufu and Bawumia administration because they promised us that agenda for jobs. And quite unfortunate, if you look at their first term and you look at their second term of administration, unemployment rate that was 5.4%. Today, as we speak, it is 12.5%. What it means is that the Akufu and the Bawumia administration have not done well when it comes to job creation. So they have disappointed the youth. So there's a need for we, the youth of this country, especially in the 34 commanding units, to be able to organize and mobilize so we can chart on the path of transformation for the Ghanaian people.
And who are contestants? Do you know of them, people who are willing to stand against you during the polls?
We are 7 in number.
7 in number?
Yes, but I can't sit on television and mention their names. I will be campaigning for them. Yes, I'm a grassroots politician, so I understand how the game is. But we are 7 in number, and Yeah.
What upper hand do you have over these people?
Oh, I would say I'm a grassroots politician, and I've served the NDC all my life. I'm hardworking. I have loyalty to the NDC party, and I am ever ready to raise source, ever ready to make sure we have a well-focused youth wing to be able to remain resilient against this regime so we can recapture political power for the NDC.
Great. You've been speaking a lot about recapturing political party come the next elections. Tell me some of the strategies you have put in place if you are elected as the Greater Accra Deputy Youth Organizer. What do you intend to do to help your, should I say, your boss, who will be the national, who will be the Greater Accra Youth Organizer? What are some of the plans you have in place?
Okay. The truth is, looking forward for 2024, there are two key things that will play a role. One is organization, and two is mobilization. Now, one may ask, how do we organize and mobilize? If you ask me, I'll tell you that the first thing we need to do is to identify and know ourselves. So there's a need for the constituency youth wing to avail itself to the branch youth wing and the grassroots.
You don't think that's happening now?
I mean, we all talk about organization and mobilization, but we don't understand the organizational process, and that's what I'm trying to take you through. Yeah, so there's also a need for the regional youth wing to also avail itself to the commanding units in the 34 constituencies in Greater Accra. Now, after identifying and knowing ourselves, there's a need for us to put activities together. And these activities are what? It can be health work programs, it can be cleanup programs, it can be constituency tour. And I'm saying this, for the first time in the Greater Accra in the history of the NDC, I will assist my regional youth commander to be able to tour the whole of the 34 commanding units in Greater Accra. It will afford us that kind of opportunity to be able to go down and assess the short-term and long-term plans of the various commanding units across board. Also, it will afford us the opportunity to make the party look attractive. Because when we are out there and we are doing health works and we are cleaning, the various communities we find ourselves, people will come out of their houses and see the NDC. They'll see the flag bearer of the NDC. They'll see the parliamentary candidates of that particular constituency. They'll see the red, green, white, black colors of the NDC. So it makes the party attractive. It will equally also afford us that opportunity to be able to gather data. Data collection is key. Because whilst we move around to various commanding units, various electoral areas, and various branches, you will get people who will come out and say, look, we want to do NDC because it's Edward. We want to do NDC because it's you. And we want to do NDC because it's Ajwa or my sister somewhere. So we will collect that data. Then we are going to fuse that data after Congress. Because after Congress, we will do what we call the inauguration of all youth working committees in all the 34 commanding units in Greater Accra region. So most often when we are going to campaign, especially on our retail campaigns, you realize that you see only one parliamentary candidate moving around doing campaign with only 2 or 3 people, which for me, if you ask me as a grassroots politician, is wrong. So if we are able to go down and we get the data, and then we are able to infuse that data into the youth working committee, we will get the people, the real human beings, who are human beings over 100 people, who will assist the organizational structure in the constituency to do their campaigns. So the retail campaign is when we have a flag bearer, when we have a parliamentary candidate, when we have a message of hope, which is the manifesto of the NDC, we have our stickers, and then we can go down to the grassroots and explain to them and tell them that, look, NDC and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama remains the best shot and the alternative for the Ghanaian people. So on my right arm is the organization and mobilization. If we're able to do it well, we'll get the power. When we get the power, we get the opportunity. What is the opportunity? The opportunity is what the NDC is preaching. It's the People's Manifesto, because it remains the most youthful manifesto so far so good in the Fourth Republic, in the sense that it is smart, it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's time-bound. What are these policies I'm talking about? These are the Youth Enterprise Support Program, the National Entrepreneurship Innovation Program, the National Apprenticeship Program, the Big Push Program, and then the Compulsory Primary Healthcare Program. These policies are geared towards the total transformation, development, advancement, and the prosperity of the Ghanaian youth. So this is what the NDC seeks to do.
Quite interesting, but then you speak of gathering supports or garnering support from the constituents through cleaning and health work and all that. Is it to say that the current administration, when it comes to the Greater Accra youth organizers, are not doing the same?
I'm not saying they are not doing the same. You see?
But you spoke a lot about the fact that when you do that, people come out to see the NDC more.
Yes. You see, currently, those people who have voted for the NDC, they will continue to vote for NDC. we are going into the 2024 polls. Even though, I mean, everybody is saying 2024 is a cool chop for the NDC. I want to tell you, it's a cool chop for the NDC.
It's
meaning
cool
we are going
to
win. Yes, we will win the 2024 election. I'm telling you because it is the people's election. It is the election against the most corrupt, the most inept, and the most clueless regime to have ever surfaced in our Fourth Republic. And I'm telling you this. So the issue about we going into the cleanup exercise and whatever I spoke about, the reality is that we are looking at total organization and total mobilization, okay? And I'm not saying my other predecessors, those who have served, didn't do cleanup exercise. They might have done it by maybe 1 or 2 or 3. But this time, we will enforce it. And we are not going to wait for John Mahama to start campaign before we start campaign. I'm telling you, right after Congress, we are starting house-to-house programs across all the 34 constituencies in the whole of Greater Accra region. Because we cannot sit aloof and watch Ghana go down this way.
Now, you just mentioned that before former President John Dramani Mahama starts his campaign, you are going to start yours. Is it to say you are declaring support for him? I mean, he's not the only one contest for the flag brush parade for the NDC. We know that Sadafo also did his a few days ago. I declare your support for former President John Dramani Mahama for the NDC.
My brother, let me tell you something. The constitution of the party is clear. The powers of the constitution will be invoked, and it's a ritual we do. So clearly, they will open the polls for people to come. But the truth of the matter is that Ghanaians have carried water and have carried wine, and they know what ways. Today, everybody knows very well that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, indeed, is a saint.
This is an internal election between two members of the NDC. Mr. Dafo and the former President John Dramani Mahama. I mean, for now, these are the names that we've heard might or will be going into the elections for the flag worship race for the NDC. And you mentioned that before John Dramani Mahama goes out there for his campaign, you already have started yours. But meanwhile, we also have Dafo, who has announced his candidature for the particular position as the flag bearer for the NDC. And I'm asking you, is it to say that you're declaring your support for John Dramani Mahama, or was it a slip?
My brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has done so much when it comes to the total transformation, development, and the advancement of the youth in this country, and particularly the NDC. So clearly, going into Congress, I mean, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is going to win the Congress. But you see, it's an internal election, and everybody has opportunity to follow whichever candidate he or she wants to follow. But the truth of the matter is that I know for sure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will win Congress. That is it.
And would that not be too early for you to say that?
I think for now, I can't sit on this platform and just make any endorsement for now. Let me just reserve my comments.
You've already made the endorsement. You don't have to go. You've already made it.
So that's what I'm telling you.
No, by saying that before John Dramani Mahama starts his campaign, you will start yours. You've already made a declaration where you stand.
My brother, the truth of the matter is that we know who will win Congress.
You know who will win Congress?
Ghanaians and the good people of the NDC and delegates knows who will win Congress. So those who understands. Yes.
All right, so you have the WhatsApp numbers on your screen. You can call us, or not to call, pardon me. You can text us and tell us what exactly you make of the conversation with Edward Mortey, who wants to be the deputy youth organizer in the Greater Accra region during the internal elections for the NDC. And he also makes some very interesting comments here on the show this afternoon. I'm grateful to have you join us as our guest, wherever you're watching us from, online on Metro TV, online at Facebook, Twitter at Metro TV Ghana, Instagram and YouTube at Metro TV GH. Join us. Come in with your request and what exactly you want to tell Edward Mortey here, who is our guest on the show this afternoon. Let me come back to you, Mortey. Now, going into your elections, several names like the Bernardo Tokono, who is going in for the National Secretary of the NDC, Sweden Ketel is going in for the chairmanship race, Fifi Fiafikwete also going in for the chairmanship and all that. These names, I mean, what does it tell you about the NDC as we speak? These are these are huge names.
Yes. This is an internal election. And moving forward, there's a need for us in the NDC and delegates to look forward for people who have loyalty for the NDC people that are ready, trustworthy, hardworking, and committed to the cause of the NDC so we can recapture political power. That is our responsibility as a political party. So the names that have popped up, I mean, they are experienced grassroots politicians. They have done party politics right from the branch to constituency, regional, and the national level, served on various campaign committees and the rest. I mean, they are fantastic people. But you see, the truth of the matter is that factionalism and Group A, Group B, and Group C is killing the party and is destroying the rank and the file of the party. Because our constitution is clear, and there's a need for everybody to go out and campaign. You can choose to campaign for whoever you want to campaign for, okay? But as leaders, we can't just come out and say, I belong to this party A or party B. But for me, all I can say to the grassroots...
Why can't you do that?
Oh, you see, the reason is I've seen, or I've experienced, looking at some precedents that have happened in the past, supporting certain candidates. You support one, and at the end of the day, the other one loses, and then the other one gets the nod. Then he tells you that, okay, since you didn't support me during my campaign, I can't work with you, I can't do this with you, and I can't do that with you. For me, I think it derails the party, okay? The progress that a party must take, it delays it. Okay, so sometimes I choose to reserve my comment as to how I will endorse a particular candidate or not. But for me, I can assure you that delegates of the NDC today or before Congress definitely knows who exactly can serve the interest of the Ghanaian and the NDC people. And I think they will go for the best. So the best should win.
But you also have your list, don't you? Your list of people which you believe if voted for to occupy these spaces in the NDC will deliver come 2024. You have your list.
Yes, I have my list, but I can't sit on TV and, you know, I have a lot of people following me, and I'll go and make, endorse a particular candidate. You see, let me tell you something. When two elephants are fighting, okay, you do not take side. Because when you take side, there are two elephants. The other elephant, when he wins, will come after you. And then so we can get power all right, but you will be in opposition. That's the only advice I can give. So for endorsing candidates, especially on the general secretary position, I mean, they are good. I mean, all the comrades, senior comrades who are contesting for the general secretary position, I mean, they are fit for purpose. Okay, but I mean, the best should win.
All right.
Yeah.
And so let me go on Facebook and read this message quickly. It's one from Efo Kelly. He says, "Keep up the good work." I believe he's speaking to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know anybody called Efo Kelly?
Yes, I think I know. Yeah, okay. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
So his fans are watching. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp on 024443249 024443249. The numbers are on your screen. Join the conversation. Those says NDC national leadership are not ready for the position. MPP are ready to win again. Felix from Ewutu Senior West. How do you respond to this message from Felix?
Felix, you see, it's quite unfortunate that MPP Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Bawumia administration, they created the impression as if they are the repository of knowledge, that all knowledge is in their head. But quite unfortunate, when they gave them the opportunity, today we are seeing a clear case of mismanagement, we are seeing a case of insensitiveness, we are seeing a case of massive corruption, and the two knowing pompous nature of the Akufo and the Bawumia administration. And it's quite unfortunate. I mean, clearly, if you, on the surface, if you look at our macroeconomic indicators, I mean, the CD that we left for them trading with the other currencies at 3.9, 4.2, depending on the buying and selling rate. It's unfortunate today it is trading at 12.0, 13.0 Bank of Ghana rate. So they haven't done well. If you look at our debt,
at least there's an appreciation in there, isn't it?
My brother, how can you tell me that 4.0 and 13.0 there's an appreciation somewhere? There's no appreciation. They haven't done well. If you look at our debt, they told us that they were not going to preside over tax and borrow government. Quite unfortunate under this whole solid economic management team that has become liquid soup. I mean, they have borrowed so much, over 488 billion to our public debt stock, and our debt now to GDP is hovering over 88, without even adding our GET fund, to the debt profile. Sino Hydro of 750 million. We haven't added it to the debt profile as well. So clearly, they have borrowed more than any other government in the history of Ghana and in the Fourth Republic. If you look at our capital expenditure to our GDP, I mean, right from 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, I mean, you could see the record. That is 3.1, 3.1, 4, and then 5.7. We left it for them at 5.7. And today, we are hovering around 1.7. So what it means is that they have not been able to do the needed investments when it comes to our infrastructure. So clearly, this government is not doing well. We cannot buy kenke and we cannot buy fuel. Kenke that was 50 pesos and 1 CD in 2016. Today, it is hovering 4 CDs, 5 CDs.
Fuel 50 pesos in 2016?
No, it was 50 pesos and 1 CD.
Okay.
Yes, and today it is 4 Ghana cedis. I'm not lying to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me read more messages. No one says, I like how Edward Mortey is speaking, but I think it's too early for him to declare his stance on the presidential race. He should concentrate on his own. They are 7 contesting his position.
Of course,
I wish him well. All the best. This one says, the guy just doesn't want to be a hypocrite. He's telling the reality on the ground. Everyone knows that JDM would win the Congress. In fact, he's the last man standing to take Ghana out of this economic mess we find ourselves as Ghanaians. Stephen Bright from my name. Hi. Now, good afternoon. He should not throw support for anyone. Good afternoon, sir. Please, please, the guy in the studio has endorsed Mahama while the vote is not yet held. My question is, what of if someone has endorsed somebody who is contesting? Oh, there's a lot. But I think he's trying to ask you what happens and how would you feel if somebody actually throws the endorsement behind somebody you are contesting in your position?
You see,
how would you feel about that?
You see, to be very honest with Ghanaians, I think Ghanaians have not treated His Excellency John Dramani Mahama with with that kind of gloves, because I remember very well in the run-up.
I don't think any presidential leader has been treated with any soft gloves in Ghana.
Oh, Akufo-Addo, you see, Ghanaians and the youth of this country are not angry enough. I must be very honest with you.
Can you tell me how many the number of demonstrations we've held so far in the country just this year alone?
But the kind of demonstrations Akufo-Addo held in Ghana. You think if we want to talk about it, we can leave.
Listen, we've had one of the biggest demonstrations ever happen in the world. Happen here in Ghana. Do you know that? Under the President Akufo-Addo's government. Do you know that?
Yes, I'm aware.
The demonstration that happened with Fix the Country. That was one of the biggest demonstrations ever held in the world. Do you know that?
Yes.
So you can't say that he's been treated with a soft glove.
No, you see, I'm saying this based on the fact that when the NDC and John Mahama was trying to do strategic investment in various sectors of the Ghanaian economy, okay, in the areas of energy and power, I remember very well the Dumso was one of the very things that the Akufo-Bawumia ticket, tried, saying all sorts of things, trying to malign John Mahama with all those things, you are incompetent, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the word was incompetent, and that was what they used throughout the campaign against the NDC and John Mahama. So the person that was incompetent was able to do the strategic investments, okay, to add up over 4,000 megawatts to our power generation capacity. That is what NDC did.
Okay.
We were able to leave cocoa production at 969,000 metric tons. We left over 800 million in the sinking fund. We left over $250 million in the stabilization fund. We left them 2 new oil fields, which was the Eni Vital Jinyame Sankofa project. So all these things, okay, and even ESLA, you remember ESLA? We left ESLA in revenue over 230 million Ghana cedis. This was what the NDC and John Dramani Mahama administration left for the Akufo-Bawumia administration.
Right.
And then only for them to come right from 2017 and 2019. Ghana was under an IMF program. So clearly, it took this solid economic management team that they claim, that have become liquid soap. They took the economy from, that is 2019, that's the middle of 2019, to 2021, okay? And the economy was broke. And then they come and tell us it's as a result of external factors, which is not true.
Okay.
Because Ghana's economy was already broke even before COVID-19.
I'll let you speak more, but let me go back to my my phone and bring in more message. One says, just changing channels here in the United States on a new subscription I added to my cable network. Now I'm watching your Good Afternoon Ghana. Very interesting and informative. Give it up. Thank you so much for watching as well. This one says, at one breath, he cannot choose between other candidates because it's a fight within a party, but was quick to choose John Dramani Mahama over other candidates like Darfur. He has just failed the interview. Okay. This one says, I am George from Ablekuma. I want to know from Edward his experience in organizing and where did he acquire the organizing skill. Oh, this one says, bro, go for gold. You have shown maturity in your response. I plead with all the youth delegates in Greater Accra to vote for Edward Mortey. A vote for him is a vote for the NDC. This one says, good afternoon. My name is Lil Wayne. I am from Prom. Please, what is he's saying is true that in... Okay, okay, kindly structure your message and send it back to us so we can read it. Edward Mortey shouldn't be a coward. Everyone knows JDM is willing to lead the great NDC from Elik Plim, Raphael Kumasi.
That's I just
okay, all right. We are just praying to the ranks and files of the NDC party to conduct the internal election that will solidify the party into winning power come 2024. Wishing our aspirant well. Signed, Chairman, Avaga B branch in Samwam. Good afternoon, my brother. Edward, nice presentation there. We need competent people like you to up the party. Let's boot the elephant out from power. Grace Talata. Okay, Grace Talata from Bongo. Wow. Abelom, sorry. I hope I had it correct. Grace Talata. Abelom, sorry. All right. Thank you so much for messages. A lot of them are coming in, but I can keep sending them. They're on the screen. 02444 02444 on Facebook and YouTube at Metro TV Ghana, Twitter and Instagram at Metro TV G. I'm still here with Edward Mortey, who wants to be known as Deputy Greater Accra Youth Organizer for the NDC. Edward, responses to the questions?
Yes. One on how I'll be able to do proper organization and mobilization. You see, I have a background of grassroots communication background, and I have served the party, which is the rank and file of the party. I've served at the branch level, I've served at the constituency level, and organization and mobilization is key. And I told you about the organizational processes and the mobilization processes. It's all about adding numbers to us. It's not just about organizing NDC people. It's about organizing and mobilizing the youth, Ghanaians for that matter. Okay, so I'm coming with a grassroots communication background to assist, to be able to organize and mobilize the youth in Greater Accra region. Okay, so to be a very good organizer, you have to be a very good communicator to be able to sell your message of hope, because Ghanaians and the youth in particular, they are distressed, they are frustrated, they are depressed, and there's so much hopelessness in the eyes of the ordinary Ghanaian. So we, the youth in Greater Accra region and the leadership of the youth wing in Accra, we have to be able to go down to the branches, to the wards, to the constituencies, and tell them that it is only the NDC and John Mahama tickets that will be able to bring Ghana out of this distress. So we can chart on a path of transformation.
All right.
So basically that's it.
Great.
Yes.
Now, more messages coming through. This one says, good afternoon. I am Afa Musa from Tonje Kumbugu constituency, Northern Region. I would like to urge all the aspirants to be devoid of insult and campaign well. May the elections conduct peacefully. Now, I've not heard Edward say an insult to anybody, so at least congratulations to you for that such a clean conversation. John Mahama will win the 2024 general election hands down. Inshallah, Mr. Mohammed, businessman from Ahria. Okay, good afternoon. Bro, Greater Accra NDC will honor you with the deputy youth organizer position, but you people should forget about 2024 general election because NDC don't have any message. Interesting. How do you honor him with a position and not vote for his party? All right, Felix from Sonia West sent in this message. Please, I said, okay, he said, what I said is true, that NDC is going to win this election. So simple because Nana Kofi Edu, they are, okay, all right, I'm still not getting a message. Please, resend it, please, and I'll gladly read it out. No other candidate apart from JDM can be fit for the 24 NDC flag bearer. Mortey, you have our support. Joel from Abika. It looks like the mention of JDM, you've got some supports. Earlier, after you mentioned his name, you earlier came back to say that you are not going to endorse any leader. But it looks like after mentioning his name, you are getting some support. Looking at the messages that are coming in.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier that you don't need a soothsayer to tell you how Congress will turn, yes, or how Congress will be. I mean, you have to read between the lines.
These are all the messages. Let's not forget. We've had a lot of people say, "Oh, the NDC say that they are winning the election sounds like because the MP has performed abysmal." Now, about 14 hours ago, a report from the UK, a UK researcher, came in saying that Bawumia will beat former President John Dramani Mahama any day when elections are held. It says research conducted by a UK. Oh, okay. I'm trying to get it for you, but it looks like I've lost the reportage. But yes, it says a report. Okay, it says research conducted by a United Kingdom-based body, Info Research and Assessment UK Limited, has revealed that Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia will beat John Dramani Mahama if the two decide to contest in the 2024 election.
You see, before I respond to this, let me say this. You see, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah once said that Ghanaians are not timid people, as it has been portrayed by the foreign press. Far from it. When you continue to move them and you move them, they will strike. And when they strike, you can't stop them. You see, and that is what is going to happen in the 2024 polls. Bawumia, I can tell you on authority, today he's telling Ghanaians that we shouldn't blame them and their economic management team for the ailing Ghanaian economy. That is an admission of failure on his side. Failure in the sense that all the indicators are clear. Inflation, debt to GDP, capex. I mean, our primary balance is negative, all-time negative. What it means is that we are going to borrow more to service our debts. Right. And these are people that sat somewhere and said they had the men, and they had the men. Their men have become the IMF and Janky boys, clearly.
All right.
So, this UK or whatever man you are talking about with his polls or whatever, he says Bawumia will beat John Mahama. I want to tell you this 2024 polls. Let me tell you, 48 hours after the election, we in Greater Accra will declare John Mahama as winner of the polls.
With or without the EC speaking?
Without what?
The EC declaring the winner. You are going to declare him as the winner.
We are going to do the calculations. You don't need EC to determine even. By law, EC will determine.
You don't need EC to determine elections after it's done.
EC is mandated by law to declare election results.
Exactly.
Not media houses.
And the EC is the sole body responsible for declaration of elections.
Of course, the CI is clear. CI 127 is clear, and I understand. They will declare it. But what I'm trying to say is that as a party, definitely we'll put in our measures to be able to collect.
That will be your declaration.
Yes.
Against the EC's declaration.
Exactly. So we'll make sure we'll have our figures and wait. And we will declare. Well, we know in this country when 2004, Jacob Tanko Bichebelamte declared elections for the MPP in Ghana here. You see, we are going into these 2024 polls as a do or die election. What it means is that we are going to make sure we are going to do things right. If things are not right, we will make sure things will be right. That is the only way.
All right. And I'll be here this afternoon with Edward Mortey, who wants to be the Deputy Greater Accra Youth Organizer for the NDC. And it's been quite an interesting conversation, Edward. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you too.
And I enjoy your company here on the show this afternoon.
I'm grateful.
Hopefully, the next time I see you, be the Deputy Greater Accra Organizer.
I'm number 6 on the ballot.
You're number 6 on the ballot?
Yes.
All right. I am Bryce Nakwisi. Don't forget, as this morning, inflation stands at 40.4. Don't forget to go be. Have a good afternoon.